Hi, I'm Imogen and welcome back to my channel. Probably welcome to, let's be honest. There's a load of wrinkly stuff under my feet. Anyway, if you can hear strange sounds, it's either this chair, which creaks, which is my annoyance, or I've got cooking going on because I live in a one room studio thing. I've also got a dehumidifier on because I'm drying clothes because it's Saturday. So I got a load of stuff that I've been getting on with. But this is the second time attempting to film this because the first time the battery died. So take two. This is my Nonfiction November TBR, which, how many days? It's September. Thursday does November starts? Thursday. So, Nonfiction November, if you aren't aware, is a month-long readathon which is about reading more non-fiction than you would normally read. So for me that's probably about 2 non-fiction books, which reading more than one book will be good because I was doing so well, but moving to university I've just, yeah, it's not been happening. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is to talk about the books. This is a readathon run by Olive at A Book Olive and Gemma at Nonfic Books, and there are word prompts. There are 4 this year. There are pairs of word prompts, and like the ability is that you pick like one or the other. I've picked one for each because I'm not very good with TBRs. Like as soon as I feel like I'm wonky. As soon as I say I have to read something, I don't want to read it, so I'm thinking if I make my TBR really big, there'll be something I want to read. And if I look a bit stiff, it's because I've got a heat thing on my neck, so it's gone all weird. I think I slept a bit wonky. So yes, to talk about the books that I'm reading, the first pair is Pastime or Past Time. So for Pastime I have Rising Tide, Falling Star by Philip Huare, whose name I can never pronounce. I have no idea how you would pronounce it. This is, I'll read you this bit. Philip Huare, name issues, goes in pursuit of human and animal stories of the sea, of people enchanted or driven to despair by the water, accompanied by whales and birds and seals, familiar spirits swimming and flying with the author on his meandering odyssey from suburbia into the unknown. If you're new, you probably don't know this, but I am obsessed with the sea, hence I own this book, and I started reading it when I first got it, but I'm only 74 pages in, and this is nearly 400 pages long. I'm currently studying a degree in marine biology at the University of Exeter, which is my university accommodation, hence living in a little one-room thing. So I have an obsession about learning things to do with the sea, and not just the animals, but also people and history and everything, so pastime. And then for past time, as in something happened in the past, we have Lives of the Artists by Vasari, translated by George Ball. It's about Renaissance artists, and he himself at the time was an artist, so it offers a really interesting point of view on that whole group of Italian artists. This is a second-hand copy I got in a charity shop. It's a little beaten up, but that's fine. It's actually quite good to have one like this, which I can just chuck in my school bag, because the books that go in my university bag just get slightly messed up because they're in a million other things. But I found this because there was recently a new edition published of this, which was absolutely gorgeous, and I was lusting after it, but I couldn't justify it to myself, so I bought this, and I'm sure I'm going to really enjoy it. I've read the first 2 pages and they were good. I don't know what you can say about the first 2 pages of a book. Next we have Self, for which I have Winter by Karl Ove Knausgaard. Yes, got his name right. I have a thing for difficult to pronounce names. of authors, and again this is translated, this time from the Norwegian by Ingvild Berkeley. This is a slightly autobiographical look. This is a quartet. I've already read Autumn by this author, and it's divided up into each month, and there are different like mini titles, and he talks about that thing, and I really like them, and that makes it sound really bad. I've yet to work out a good way of explaining that book. And then for shelf, I went with the book that's been on my shelves. It's non-fiction, that's been there for the longest. This is Voices in the Ocean by Suzanne Casey, a journey into the wild and haunting world of dolphins. That's literally what it's about. It's about dolphins. I am obsessed with dolphins. I would hopefully at some point work on a research project that involved dolphins. That's literally what I want to do. So yes, I'm excited to read this. This was a present from my sister, and honestly I don't know why I haven't read it yet, because it's a topic I find fascinating, and I can watch hours of like documentaries on it, but I've not really read books on it, so I look forward to finally getting this a few years later, be able to tell her I've read it, though she's probably forgotten she got it to me. It's been 3 or 4 years, I'm going to say. You'll have noticed the theme in this. There's lots to do with like wildlife and the natural world. And then the next one prompt is wander, and for that I have the Baffert Beagles by Gerald Durrell, who's probably best known for his Corfu trilogy, which includes My Family and Other Animals, which the TV show is absolutely hilarious for. I love that TV show so much. Me and my mum watch it religiously when it's like on air. And I've read the first 2 in that trilogy, and this is one of his other books that he wrote about from when he was older. I found this in a second-hand bookshop, and I'm sure it'll be great. Like his other books, they actually make me laugh out loud, his books, and that's not the sort of thing I do, so I'm excited to read this, and it's quite little, which is good because a lot of the other books aren't at all. And the next one we have is Wander. So for that I have Reason for Hope by Jane Goodall with Felix Berman. Honestly, I've just had this on my shelf for quite a few years again. Actually, this might have been on there. Oh no, it's not been on there for as long as the dolphin book. I got this off a girl who I worked on a research project with. They were both there as volunteers, and I'm not particularly interested in the research that Jane Goodall's done because I'm interested in the marine world, but I think the work she's done is interesting, and kind of her story and her beliefs. So yeah, I think it would just be something completely different from all the others, even though it's still like based in nature sort of stuff. Then we have a departure from all the others. This is the micro prompt, and this is pretty micro. And this is a continuation of a book, because I've read more than half of this, which I'm really proud of, because this is a brick of a book, and I'm quite so sad because this fell out of the car when I was moving to university, so it got all, like, you probably can't tell, but it got all scuffed up. And this was like expensive, it's like £30, and this was I like treated myself to this. Why did the colour balance go all wacky? There we go. Anyway, this is Meetings with Remarkable Manuscripts by Christopher Duhamel. This is talking about medieval manuscripts, which is a pretty micro topic. Like, in some ways it's a big topic, but it's like a really specific topic to have a whole book on. I'm currently on chapter 9, The Hours of Jean de Navarre, a manuscript from the second quarter of the 14th century on page 376, and this is 572 pages long, excluding all the notes stuff at the end. And I absolutely love this book. I got this out originally from the library. It was in a Waterstones email about books, and for some reason I thought it sounds fascinating. I love history as well, and history to do with like books as a bookish person was like, yes. And I really like his writing as well, and he talks about the topic in a way that he doesn't feel like he's talking down to you and making it simplified, but also you're not like completely lost if you don't know anything about it, which honestly I didn't before reading this book. So that is it. I really love this book. That's pretty much all there is. It's on medieval manuscripts, and it is gorgeous. This is the reason that I bought this as a treat to myself for passing my A-levels, and the reason this is out in paperback, and it is much cheaper, but it doesn't have all. It's got the illustrations in them, but they aren't colour, and they aren't as big, and literally, look at these. Don't translate as well onto camera. They are amazing. And yeah, I just have a slight love affair with this book. Even though it's slightly damaged now, and it slightly breaks my heart every time I look at it. Oh well, I'll survive. But I'm really excited to get back to that. And then my last book is Macro, which just might seem like a strange thing to be calling macro, which this is Spying on Whales. It's a book about whales, but I promise it's macro. The Past, Present and Future of the World's Largest Animals by Nick Payson. So it's like a complete overview of whales, so it's a macro view of whales, even though it's about one species. I bought this maybe like May, June time. I try to remember if it was before or after my A-levels. And I got to page 66 and I was really enjoying this, and then for some reason I put it down. I put down a lot of books. The amount of books I have which have bookmarks in them is ridiculous. Think of these. 4 of these 8 books I've started. I've started Meteors with Remarkable Manuscripts, Spying on Whales, Winter, Rising Tide, Falling Star. So that's like a high rate of not finishing books. But I'm really excited to get back to this, especially as I'm now studying marine biology, and I have one class that's a marine biology class. The others are all like general biology classes, which is when you do a marine biology degree, that's pretty much, that's like what the first year looks like no matter where you go. So I'm excited to have a bit more of this sort of thing in my life, because whales are cool. I saw my first whale this summer. It was a sperm whale. It was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. I think I was saying, I was like, oh god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Like the whole time we saw it twice, I was just like, wow, I've never seen anything like it. It was amazing. Not putting me to sleep amazing, but I'm just tired. I've had a migraine, like the leftovers of a migraine yesterday, and like a migraine the night before, so I'm still tired. But yes, that is my Nonfiction November TBR. I'm not only going to be reading non-fiction during the month of November, but this is just like some ideas I'm going to try and like pull my reading from, because as I said, TBRs and me don't always work, so I'm trying to keep it as like broad as I possibly can to give me the best chance, because I'm really excited about this as well. I keep looking up like other people's TBRs, so I think like my level of excitement is going to help. But I'm going to looking at these all together, there's no way I'm going to read all of these. Like, it's hilarious how many of these are hardback as well. And of those, I bought 4 of those hardbacks myself. Like, yes, that's it. I'm never reading that much in a month. Like, there are thousands of pages here. But it will give me something to go off, and even if I don't like finish all of them, even if I just get further through all of them, I'll be happy. So that is it. That is my Nonfiction November TBR. It's quite funny because it's so different to a lot of the others that I've seen, because it's so nature based, but that's what I find interesting. A lot of people's are much more historical based. It's not historical fiction, like history book based. So, or like medical. Like if it's going to be science, it's like medical physics. I feel like the nature bit is quite a little unusual thing, but I'm really excited about all of them. The ones that are naturey and the ones that aren't. I think the thing is, when I buy non-fiction, I'm really specific, because I don't buy that much of it. So yes, I hope you enjoyed. Maybe you found something in here that you haven't heard of, because let's be honest, they were all pretty obscure books that you probably have not heard of, but maybe you saw one and you thought that sounded good. I hope you did. Or you just thought it was a different take on Nonfiction November, instead of, as I said, a lot of them are history based or medical based books. So yeah, it was nice for you to spend your time with me today, whenever in your day it was. I'm Imogen. I try and post a video a week. I'm getting better. I've got one I'm going to upload now that I've edited, and then I'm going to edit this, and hopefully we'll have 2 videos a week. So I'll see you next time. Bye!